Hi, I'm Vernon L. Bowling, and welcome to another edition of Focus. As I hope you know, Focus has been on the air for over 40 years. We've been continuing to bring you the African American community problems, accomplishments, as well as successes that we've had within the African American community. Don't touch that remote. Matter of fact, you can get your pencils or papers together and write down some information that we're going to give to you that's going to be very important that you probably can use later. We'll be right back with more Focus after these messages.
Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain.
America, the beautiful.
For centuries, the hopes, dreams, and promise of this great nation
has been shaped by the African American experience.
Now comes a museum to honor this legacy.
And finally tell their story. Tell all our stories.
A story of courage.
A story of resilience.
I have a dream.
A story of achievement.
The story of a great American people continues. Help us make sure it's heard.
Hi everybody, we're over here at St. Vincent de Paul's where we're getting ready to go outside in the community garden. And who's with me? I'm so excited to tell you that these are the alumni from our Rites of Passage program, and they are going to be interviewing some of the folks here. And here we are out in this incredible community garden over at St. Vincent de Paul. And with me are two of my guests. One is an alumni from our Blueprint for Womanhood program, our Rites of Passage program, and the other is her mom. And this is Jasa and Nika. So this is incredible, but can you tell me what exactly is the mission of St. Vincent de Paul?
Well, our mission for St. Vincent de Paul is clothe, feed, house, and heal. We work with low-income families and the homeless community to help them transition from homelessness to being productive citizens.
So what is some of the services that St. Vincent provides?
St. Vincent provides meals for the families. They provide shelter for homeless individuals. So during the day, that people can come here and have lunch. At our other main campus, they do lunch too and dinner for families. So you can come in and get a wide range of services if you need help with like housing or with bills. There's all different departments for each need of the community.
Really? So the actual shelter is with CAS, right?
Yes,
that's with CAS, but it's near the campus here,
yes,
so that's why
absolutely.
you would consider that.
Absolutely.
And then there also is a shelter for those with disabilities.
Yes, absolutely.
So this is exciting. Yes. What do you want to say?
Do you have to go to school to get this kind of job?
Well, you can go to school to get this type of job. Some people no, because they grew up on a farm, so they didn't necessarily went to school for it. I myself, I did go to school for it, but there are classes that you can take with Arizona Extension to get classes whether you just want to garden at home or you're really serious about growing a large amount of food to help feed the community. So,
well, how long have you been an urban gardener?
I have been an urban gardener now for 1.5 years.
Wow, okay. So I'm looking out here, the young men are watering some of the plants,
yes,
right?
Absolutely.
What are some of the foods that you grow here?
Well, we have a wide variety of foods, anywhere from squash, tomatoes, peppers, melons, cucumbers. We have corn growing out there. We just planted some strawberries in the back. I'm a really big fan of hibiscus tea, so we're starting to grow that too. We grow a lot of things that can survive here, so it's basically on what can survive during the heat. And melons, cucumbers, all of those do really well here in the summertime.
What is the most important part of growing food?
I would say the most important part about growing food is building good soil. If you don't have good soil to start with, then your plants don't have a place to thrive. So making sure you have good soil and access to water is really like the most important parts of growing food.
So what is your routine like? I mean, how do you go about doing this massive garden on a daily basis? I mean, what does your routine look like?
So the first thing I do when I come in the morning is I take a walk around the garden, see what is it that I see that needs watering right now. I'll clear any debris or dirt, anything that's, or not dirt, debris or garbage that's around the garden. And then we start setting up the sprinklers on what needs to be watered the most. So if we notice that the boxes are really dry, we'll start with those first. But we really do try to water just about everything here. We do use a lot of mulch, and the mulch helps us so that we don't have to water as often, but as the summer months come, you can't get around watering every day. You have to water.
When is the best time to water plants?
The best time to water your plants are early in the morning before the sun comes up, or in the late evening when the sun is going down. That way your plants don't get burnt, because if you have water on them, the sun beating on, they dry really quickly and they'll get really crumbly where they're just dead, pretty much.
Do you use pesticides at all?
We use no pesticides in the
So this
garden.
is an organic garden.
Absolutely.
Now, how do I get some of these vegetables, or is it not for me? I mean, who's benefiting from all of this health and beauty?
Well, the vegetables that we grow out here are used to feed the clients and the communities that we serve.
Oh, okay.
So everything we grow here gets taken to the main campus, where they wash and prep and cook and clean and cook them, put them in mills, and then they serve it at all the different kitchens that St. Vincent de Paul has around the valley.
Favorite?
What is your favorite type of vegetable?
My favorite vegetable. That's hard because, I love vegetables. So I'll say I love carrots. I really do like carrots. They're really, really good for you. And then you can grow them where they're kind of sweet. So, I love carrots. Love carrots.
Let me ask you a question. What are the best vegetables and or fruits to grow during the summer month, particularly here in Phoenix, because it gets so hot?
Absolutely.
And I noticed that you have no covering.
Yes.
So what are the best vegetables to grow in Phoenix?
So I would say during the summer months, your melons, your cantaloupes, those are all hydrating foods. Your cucumbers, your squash, those are all going to grow really well here. They are also vines, so they kind of cover the soil and prep it for when the winter months come. So they kind of spread out over the top, protect the soil and shade it. And so when the winter months come, the soil will be nice and ready to
And did you say you had some watermelon up in there?
Yes, we're growing watermelon.
So
Yes.
can I get at least one? Are they seeded? They
haven't started growing yet.
Okay.
But when they do, I'll let you know.
Please.
I got you.
Yeah, okay. I'm a bit, and they're seeded watermelons,
Yes,
right?
absolutely.
And are they those little mini ones, or are they the real watermelons?
We put different varieties in here. We have the baby sweet watermelon, and we have the regular watermelon, both growing here.
Okay, so we talked about the summer.
Yes.
Let's talk about the winter.
Winter.
What are the best vegetables for our winter?
Winter is your time for greens, lettuce, chard, cabbage, broccoli. All of that grows here really well in the winter. And because it's not so cold that they get frost, they have a really sweet taste to them when you pull them. They're so good. Yeah.
So you'll save me a piece of that as well.
Absolutely,
And
yes.
and not that I'm trying to take food from the homeless or anything like that, but in order for me to really get out there and help the people, I need to be healthy as well.
Yes.
Just a little bit. I'm not
Absolutely.
taking much. Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Absolutely.
Just a little bit.
We got something for you.
Okay.
Do you have help in the garden a lot, or?
We have a lot of different groups that come out and help. Our busy times are usually on Saturdays because that's when people have time off. So we'll have different organizations or corporations come out here and volunteer their time because they'll have days of service. Or we also have individuals, family members, kids who need it for school, some people who need it for community service. We're welcoming everybody out here to the garden. So yes, we do have people that help. Even some of the client members that come to this campus for service come out and volunteer here at the garden.
But what bugs are good for the garden?
You want ladybugs, you want bees, ants. Some people don't like ants. Ants are really good aerators. They are needed for the garden. They get into the soil, they create air pockets so that the food can grow. Worms, you want worms in your garden. Worms are also very beneficial. So yeah, there are some really good bugs you want to have out here. Yes, and ladybugs and bees are one of them.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Is there a type of vegetable or fruit here that you want to grow that you're not?
That I want to grow. There is a green vegetable called cassava, and it's grown in a lot of African countries, and we use it for plastas when we cook at home. I know the kids don't necessarily like it, but me and my
Not at
husband love
all.
it. So cassava leaf is something I would really like to grow here, but it's not usually grown in the States.
So is it the weather, or is it the climate, or is it the soil? What's preventing it from growing here, and why can't you be the first?
Tropical. It's
well, then there,
but we can always create that
Then there's the-
environment.
yeah, really.
Yeah, you know, kind of here and by, you know, making sure that we're always watering and we're providing shade for it and stuff like that. So it's something I plan on growing. I just don't know when.
What is your vision for not only this garden, but for yourself? Would you like to? Do you have a garden at home?
Well, I don't have a garden at home. I do have, we live in a condo, so we're not allowed to dig, but we grow food in 5-gallon buckets.
So you don't really need all of this land. You can have an apartment.
You can do it at an apartment in a 5-gallon bucket. So I grow broccoli. I grow tomato plants. I have cabbage growing in buckets.
In the house?
Yes, one plant, one bucket. So yes.
Do you hear this? So there's absolutely no excuse for you to not grow in your own home, even if you're in an apartment. This has been really absolutely wonderful, and I truly appreciate you allowing us to come out here. So how would somebody be able to get a hold of you if they want to volunteer?
Well, you can always go on our website, which is stvincentdepaul.net. You can click volunteer, and it'll give you an option to volunteer in the kitchen or the urban farm. You click urban farm, choose my location, 1075 West Jackson, and we'll get you started.
Sounds good. Thank you so much. Thanks, Jason. And we'll be back with Focus.
Hi, I'm Calais Campbell of your Arizona Cardinals, and the season is here, so you better be watching. I'm talking about the water safety season, because a drowning can happen in just a few seconds, and we can't afford to lose this game.
That's right, Calais. I'm Phoenix Fire Chief Bob Kahn. The Arizona Cardinals and the Phoenix Fire Department have teamed up to remind you to always watch your kids around water and never swim alone.
Water safety season never ends. Please watch your kids around water.
Babies cry. Some cry a lot, so much you may feel like you can't take it anymore. Before you lose it, stop, take a break, walk away. It's okay. Whatever you do, never, ever shake a baby.
Babies don't die from crying. They do die from being shaken. Make a plan, keep your cool, and never shake your baby. And tell your baby's caregivers too.
For more ways to soothe your baby and cope with the crying, go to nsbaz.org or call 1-800-4-A-CHILD. Never shake. Take a break.
Welcome back to Focus. I'm Fatimah Halim, and with me are two alumni from our Rites of Passage program, Sons, Saving Our Noble Sons. And we have Jahan Chestnut and Sadiq Muhammad. And they recently did a clip that you're getting ready to see. Can you tell me a little bit about that clip?
Well, it was just an idea we had for the topic of the show, which is health and nutrition. So we thought it would be nice to do a little short video showing what kind of benefits that leads to your daily life, just from things like just going outside with your friends, like you want to play basketball or something with your son, you'll see in the video.
So you were the videographer.
I was.
And Sadiq?
I was one of the actors.
You were one of the actors,
Yes.
and I want to say that Kalfani Muhammad, who was also an alumni, he was the script writer, and then it was Rahman.
Rashid.
It was
Rashid
Rashid
was
Muhammad, who was also an alumni, who was also one of the actors. So here you go.
I think I can fly. I can fly. I can fly.
All right, man. Hey, you still gonna meet me at the court? I'll be there. All right, cool.
had. Bro, what you doing? You tired already? Never mind, man. Let's just start our run.
They calling me David, I'm slaying Goliath. Look at this world and you understand why. Hopping on horses and pulling out spears, torching the fires and starting the riots. But driven from pennants, we starting to write it. Closer to death than we further from life is. Tell me stop rapping so hard, I say bite it. I cannot help who I am, I can't fight it. I don't want peace in it, love and make up in the hood. I want peace in these animals scrapping for bucks. Carcasses hanging from ceilings above, but
You alright, man? Why'd you stop running? Yeah, I'm good. I'm just tired, man. Hey, man, what happened out there? You want to talk about it?
I was just tired and hungry. Come on, let's get something to eat, man.
That's your dinner?
What's wrong with it?
There's no nutritional value in it.
Should there be?
Yes.
Why?
It's healthier, which is why you couldn't keep up.
I could keep up. I just didn't want to.
I think you need to watch your eating habits.
I think you should keep your nose out of my business.
I'm trying to help you with...
I'm alive. That's all that matters.
Your health matters, man.
Are you gonna eat or not?
Now that was interesting, and you're going to see more of those clips from our young men because they're going to be pretty regular on our Focus show. Now I have an alumni from Blueprint for Womanhood, which is Shakira Muhammad. Hey Shakira, so tell me what you did.
So basically we did Word on the Street, where we went to go ask people what they thought about nutrition and health. And I went around and I asked them what was the first thing that came to their mind when I thought about healthy food. And basically they all gave the general idea, you know, salads, greens, vegetables. And there was this one person in particular that didn't really want to hear about, you know, all the healthiness and everything.
Well, we're getting ready to see that right now, so take a look at this.
Hey y'all, my name is Shakira.
And I'm Ashe.
And we are Fashion Productions, supporting Get Real TV Productions.
Today we're just going to go around and ask people, what do you think about these two photos that you're about to see pop up?
Photo number 1. And photo number 2.
And I'm sure we don't have to spot the difference or explain it to you, but in photo number 1 is looser clothing and photo number 2 is tighter clothing. So today we're asking people, how would you feel if you seen this on your 15-year-old daughter versus your girlfriend or wife? We're going to do some comparisons, and we're going to basically figure out if this is just what society is telling us or if this is what
you actually think.
Yeah. So let's get going.
What do you think about picture number 1?
Picture number 1, I approve of. I have no problem with it. Picture number 2,
nope. Photo 1, which was the looser clothing. How did you feel about that? About your 15-year-old daughter wearing that?
I would be fine.
You would be fine?
Yeah, if she was wearing that.
What about photo 2?
Probably wouldn't be fine, but I'd probably encourage her to express herself in a different way.
No? Okay. And which one would you prefer your 15-year-old daughter to wear?
number 1.
And why is that?
Number 1 looks like it would give a young lady motivation to pursue interest in a sport.
Right.
Number 2 looks like she could come home pregnant.
Can you just kind of give us some reasons why not?
Well, I think for young women, you know, one of the temptations in today's culture is to show more, and I think it's an unfortunate couple unfortunate in our society that we as a society accept that and encourage that of our young women. And I personally, in my beliefs, encourage my daughters to wear more modest clothing as a way to express themselves, and that's who they are, and that's who I want them to demonstrate that they are.
So do you think society today has encouraged young ladies to wear that kind of clothing, or is it just something that they came up with for themselves?
Unfortunately, I feel like our later forward, I feel what has happened, statistics, it's caused young women to pursue interest in putting all their self-esteem in the size of their bottom.
I think sometimes some kids feel that the way they need to express themselves, I think sometimes they go a little overboard to try to express themselves with the way they dress, and some kids try a little too hard, and I would like to see them express themselves in other ways other than dressing skimpy or without,
Karima.
Daniel.
And this is?
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
And thank you.
Hi, I'm Calais Campbell of your Arizona Cardinals, and the season is here, so you better be watching. I'm talking about the water safety season, because a drowning can happen in just a few seconds, and we can't afford to lose this game.
That's right, Calais. I'm Phoenix Fire Chief Bob Kahn. The Arizona Cardinals and the Phoenix Fire Department have teamed up to remind you to always watch your kids around water and never swim alone.
Water safety season never ends. Please watch your kids around water.
Hi, my name is Serenity Muhammad, and here with me today I have two volunteers from St. Vincent de Paul.
Hi, ladies.
Hi. So what are the first three words you think of when I say healthy foods?
First three words for healthy foods I would say are homegrown, homemade, and minimally processed foods.
So why? Why would you think that?
Well, that way you know what you're getting, you know what you're putting into your body and what you're not putting into your body. I think it's important to, visually see what you're actually eating, as opposed to buying packaged processed foods when you don't know what's inside of them.
Yes, definitely. Okay, and what are two words you think of when I say junk foods?
Sugar and probably quick, as in obviously sodas and sweets and that sort of thing, but more importantly the quick foods like the, I don't want to use any names, but you drive in and you order a really high calorie laden meal.
And do you think a lot of people are eating that nowadays?
Oh, I know so, because I drive by and I see the lines.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So what tips can you give someone that you know is not like eating healthy, that have bad habits with eating?
I think first and foremost, I would say start with some small changes and get a mentor, someone that you can talk to about what healthy changes are and what's worked for them. And rather than trying to make a huge blanket change in your life, start small. Give up sodas, give up maybe going to a drive-through once a week. But start small so you're not feeling overwhelmed, not knowing what to do, and trying to be aware of labels on your food. Labels that have minimal amount of ingredients.
Yes. So have you ever had a bad habit that you've gotten rid of in your
that I'm still trying to get rid of? Yes. I do have a sweet tooth, and I don't like to feel deprived. So I'm trying very hard to get rid of some of that in my life while still enjoying things like ice cream or chocolate or a cookie every now and again. But being aware that those things are what's not good for me.
Yes. Okay, and healthy foods, healthy life. How do you feel about that statement?
I think that's brilliant, because I think, like Lauren said, if you just eat everything in moderation, if you are out traveling and you have to stop at a drive-through, don't beat yourself up over it. Go ahead and have, but be aware of what you're eating. Take a look at the labels and maybe just have a smaller portion. But healthy foods, healthy lifestyle, if you have made some food choice changes in your life, it's amazing how much better you feel. So rather than feeling sluggish and dragging through the day and frankly affecting your personality, your mind. You feel kind of depressed.
Yes.
Once you make those healthy food choices, it's amazing how much more energy you have and how much more positive outlook in life that you have with those changes.
Yes, definitely. And last question, have you always had a healthy relationship with your food?
Well, I can answer for myself that I grew up in a family of 9 children. So my mom was cooking for 11 people in the house. And no, it was not always healthy because my poor mom had to probably purchase more she did purchase more processed foods in order to feed that many people. So I'm certainly not faulting my mom. She did a great job in the best way she could. But
Yes,
it's been
definitely.
a process all my life to kind of weed out all of those types of foods and eat more healthy. I actually grow organic foods in my garden, and that has been a real change for me, a real positive change in my life to grow my own food.
That's
Did you have
great.
an answer?
And what about you?
Like Lisa said, it's more of a process. It's been something that I've had to learn how to do. Not that I ate very unhealthy growing up, but my food choices now as opposed to then are better. And I do have 3 kids that I'm trying to educate on how to eat healthier, what's better to put into their bodies, what's going to make them feel better and be healthier adults.
Okay, well, thank you for your time.
Thank you, Serenity.
And
Thank you.
hope to see you. Girl, thank you for
thank
watching.
Well, thank you for watching. We really appreciate you coming week after week to watch Focus. And we are trying to do some different kinds of things with our youth. And I hope you like it. As a matter of fact, why don't you let us know whether or not you like it. There's the email address that you can email us and let us know what your feelings are and maybe some shows that you might want to see. Okay, well, see you next time. Bye-bye.
Thank you for joining us for another edition of Focus. And if you'd like to contact us, if there's a topic you'd like to see us present or someone you'd like us to talk to, the information is right up on the screen. So thank you for joining us. We'll see you next week. Same station, same time, and Focus continues.